Dave Brubeck timeout. This is a good one. Oh, hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel, SonicFlare by Danny K. Danny K is the name. SonicFlare is the game. And so, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. What do I hope to cover with this channel that's not already been covered by everyone else on YouTube, right? It's my 5 minutes of fame and fortune. Woo! We'll see how that works out. Just kidding. To be perfectly honest, one of the reasons that I wanted to launch my own channel, and by the way, a huge shout out to Michael Ludwig's at 45 RPM audiophile for kind of really giving me that kick in the butt to launch my own channel, right? I met Michael through YouTube, saw one of his videos, I don't know, a couple of months ago, 6-7 months ago, and really impressed with the quality of his work and just, his enthusiasm for high-end audio, for music, for records, for analog playback. And, we exchanged some emails. I got on his show a couple of times. We now have like this cadence every week, every other week or so. We do a show together, which is a blast. Love watching it and love participating in it. And so, finally, I was like, you know what? I got to do my own thing. So here we are, SonicFlare. A little background about myself. I started as a hobbyist in high-end audio, in audio, I should say. Gosh, I was probably 10 or 11. My older brother took me to a HiFi show. I grew up in Austria, and he took me to a HiFi show. So this is the early 80s, without dating myself, just so you kind of see how, time-wise that is. And I was like, whoa, dude, look at all these bouncy meters and the big speakers. And I was like, oh my God, Michael Jackson off the wall never sounded better than this, right? Which was a hoot. And then from there, it kind of cascaded into what I, started collecting records, although not much, just kind of like, on the side here and there. Digital was obviously a big thing. I was part of that whole CD thing. And fast forward to the year 2000, late 2000, and I got my first writing gig, writing for an online publication, and it kind of went from there, right? I mean, I started meeting everybody in the high-end audio industry, and it's a hobby of mine, right? I love collecting records. I love listening to music. I love having the experience of, you put on Dave Brubeck, you put on Yellow, you put on, Tchaikovsky, you put on Ravel, you put on, any one of these artists. AC/DC, right? I mean, my musical genre is immense. I have about 7,500 records, maybe 8,000, especially during COVID over the last year. It's kind of exploded, much to the dismay of everyone else living in this house. But anyway, that's a different story. So, it's about the experience. One of the things that I always kind of lamented about hi-fi and music and high-end audio and musicians even really is that, you look at our big brothers at the movies. You had all these big names, CinemaScope. You had 70 millimeter supervision, right? You had, of course, if you look at all the directors, Stanley Kubrick, right? You've got, today's, big stars, Christopher Nolan. They all were so in tune with how that movie was going to look on the screen that they would go into the minutest of details to try to make sure that the movie, the vision they had for that movie was exactly that you would see exactly what they had in mind, right? And so they spend inordinate amounts of time, energy, money, resources to create these movies, legend movies, that, think of Lawrence of Arabia, right? If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It is an experience unlike anyone you've ever seen, right? And so I think music kind of, takes a step back on that, when you look at the big artists today, really throughout any of the centuries, past, present, and or future probably, although hopefully we'll change that. they love their music. They love their passion for the instrument. They love their, if they're obviously, vocalists, the passion they have for their voice, both male and female, obviously. You look at all the jazz greats, you look at all the rock greats, hardly anyone, it seems, really cares about what that music is going to sound like and the experience that the listener is going to have when they play back that song or symphony or whatever it may be, right? Neil Young, probably one of the greatest, obviously the greatest amongst the greats. He cares tremendously about music. Yellow, just because I got their latest 40th anniversary album on order, which is, they've been around for 40 years, right? They tremendously care about music. So anyway, going back to my vision, SonicFlare, I really hope that, you will join me in this great journey of ours that we're going to go on together, listening to music, recommending records, but also, I think one of the things that I've kind of found is that, there's a lot of tremendous YouTube channels out there that talk about records, that talk about, CDs, CDs, right, compact disc, perfect sound forever. There's a lot of emerging channels that talk that do a phenomenal job of discussing high-end audio or audio in general. But I haven't really found much in the way of a channel that kind of tries to combine both together. And so, really it's my hope that this channel is going to try to bridge that gap somehow. So, outside of records, outside of CDs, because I still buy CDs, believe it or not, outside of digital and streaming, of course, in today's, marketplace, look for some cool reviews on high-end audio, on audio in general. I have these incredible Wilson Audio XVX speakers behind me. I really wish that you could come and listen to the music that you love and cherish on this setup. It is an experience. It's like that Lawrence of Arabia in the late 60s in a movie theater, 70 millimeter photo print, watching it on that 50, 60 foot screen, and you're just like awestruck, right? That's the experience that I think we all kind of need to get to. And I think what's really cool about the vinyl community in general is that a lot of people that collect records, I think proportionally care a lot more about the sound quality of what that experience is going to be like in their own home, right? So anyway, enough rambling, enough talking. Thank you for tuning in. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. And like I said, please join me on this journey. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys very soon with a cool video that's actually in the scope of things. It ties in right off the bat into a massive project that is on the way, that is going to launch in just a couple of weeks. So stay tuned, and we'll see each other again very soon. Thank you, guys. Ciao.